Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here. My name's John Pisciotta, and today we're going to be talking about 7 shifts that take place. In the previous video, we talked about developing, deploying, and dominating artists, and how those artists think and how they operate and how they graduate from one to the other. So in this video, it's kind of a continuation of that. We're going to look at 7 shifts, worldviews really, that artists who have graduated into the higher tiers have kind of changed their thinking. So I want to give you these 7 shifts as a way of kind of acting as guardrails for you as you're beginning to implement the hacking music methodology, to where when you see one of these, it will act as a trigger or a reminder to say, you know what, I'm doing that thing that hacking music talked about in that video 4 months ago. So let these be reminders as you continue to digest the hacking music frameworks and micro habits. Okay, so the 7 shifts that take place. The first shift is a shift from learning to doing. So at some point you kind of know your instrument, you've got your basic ground game together, you kind of have a basic operating understanding of music. Okay, it's not brain surgery. You should be able to figure that out with YouTube videos and a couple years of really focused work. So artists, as they are in more of the deploying and dominating tiers, get really comfortable with doing. Doing is the shipping, the getting the work done, getting it into the world. This is what we talk about in the coming chapters of living on planet reality. You're not just there to learn and research and to read blogs and get on YouTube and go down rabbit holes. You're actually there to ship and to do stuff. And artists, healthier, functioning, successful artists, all really get comfortable and love the doing part of their career and their job. Yes, the world changes every 3 months and you need to go learn a new thing. You go and do that, or one of your team members go and do that. But the learning is easy. It's kind of table stakes nowadays. You just go watch a video and you got it for the most part. So that's shift number 1. It's a shift from learning to doing. Shift number 2 is a shift from creativity to clarity. So what do I mean by that? Aspirational developing artists are all really enamored with their creativity, and they kind of live in that space, and they don't want to do anything that threatens that warm and fuzzy place. And for baby artists, you probably need to do that. But as you begin to mature, you want to use that creativity, but you want to deploy it and get clarity on what you're working on. Clarity means like, okay, what are the 10 things that need to get done today? What's happening this week? Who's responsible for what? What are your strategic roadmaps? What are your goals for the next year? All that kind of team building, blocking and tackling, those kind of things. The sooner you get to clarity, your creativity kind of gets oil in its engine, and the creativity, the widget of your business happens, but it happens better, faster, and smarter because you've kind of fallen in love with clarity over creativity. So that is shift number 2, is a shift from creativity to clarity. Shift number 3 is a shift from getting lucky to creating your own luck. So what that means is that baby artists, baby artists will look for ways to cut corners and to not kind of do the heavy lifting. They want to win a contest. They want to do a battle of the bands. They don't want to do the hard stuff. They want to do the fun, manageable stuff that can be done in a day or so. But as you begin to grow muscle and mature within your business, you realize that you have this ability to kind of create your own luck. So what that means is that you're able to answer questions like, okay, what do I need to do here to actually create opportunities for your business? What do I need to become? What do I need to learn maybe something you need to stop doing. Who are the people on your team that you need to get involved with your team to really create your own luck and to become formidable as a business, to build some muscle around your business. So it's a shift from getting lucky to creating your own luck. It's a much more healthy place to be because you're in control of it. You're 100% in control of this. If you're trying to get lucky, you're just trying to win a lottery ticket, and you're at the end of the line behind 10,000 other people who are trying to win the lottery ticket. It's not a good place to be. There's much more ownership and much more creative sanity in saying, okay, how do we create luck here? How do we create our opportunities that really create leverage and build momentum for your career? So that's shift number 3, is a shift from getting lucky to creating your own luck. Shift number 4 is a shift from content to platform. So we'll get into this much further into the Hacking Music Masterclass. But for now, understand that content is fun and sexy, and developing artists will often live there and spend years there and kind of resist the platform side of their business. Platform, we define it as anything that supports, sells, or strengthens your content. So this is the stuff that actually sells, elevates your widget, your content, your music, the fun and sexy stuff. The content is important, but the platform is essential. If you don't have this, it doesn't matter how good your content is. I hate to say it. That's just the deal. So that's a shift from content to platform. Baby artists will love content. Successful artists are really in love with their platform that sells their content. Shift number 5 is a shift from single brain to whole brain. So what does that mean? You probably heard the phrase left brain, right brain. So that is single brain thinking. You're either one of those. You're a creative or you're a business person. And artists in the past kind of got hurt by that schism in their thinking. Their managers, their handlers would say, you know what, you just go be the rock star, do drugs, do stupid stuff. We'll take care of you. We'll tell you where to be and what time to get up and all that. And that really damaged a lot of careers. There's tons of stories of careers imploding on the runway. 3-year careers that should have been 15-year careers, 10-year careers that should have been 35-year careers. Thousands of stories on that. And that is really an avoidance to really move into a whole brain thinking. What that means is that artists of the future will have the ability to point their brain in the direction they need at the moment. Pointing it in the creative space is going to be easy because that's the fun, sexy stuff. But pointing your brain in the direction of a spreadsheet or project management framework or a publishing model or a co-venture model, that may be a little less familiar and a little less comfortable. But it's definitely something that you can develop, and we're going to be talking about that much more here. So it's a shift from single brain to whole brain thinking. You can point your brain, you can learn to point your brain in the direction you need when you need it, okay? Don't ever believe that you can't read a legal agreement or understand a spreadsheet because you're not a CPA. We're not trying to make you a CPA. We're just building muscle around your brain to where when you need to, you can have an intelligent, informed conversation for 20 minutes when you need to. All right, so the next shift is a shift from talent to team. Developing artists will, when they're just starting out, they're so thrilled that they're actually talented and they have this ability that other people don't have. And that's good when you're just starting out. And you want to celebrate that. Right brain people are special in a lot of ways. But the successful artists and the artists of the future will shift out of that into falling in love with their team, and being aware that in order to win a war, you really need that team to win battles, and that's how careers are built. It's not about talent. Yes, you want to make great stuff, but at the end of the day, teams win wars, where talent kind of gets pulverized on D-Day, the beach at Normandy. So that's a shift from talent to team. The last shift is shift number 7, and that's a shift from artist thinking to the audience thinking. So what does that mean? Artists in the past have kind of been in their own world. They're strippers and steaks and limousines, and they were the artists, and they were there just to give the audience a glimpse of themselves. In the modern world where we are currently, it's a Cirque du Soleil world. And what that means is that the artist now has the responsibility and the privilege, the real privilege in a sense, to stage an experience for their fans. Cirque du Soleil doesn't just say, hey, we got trapeze artists and sword swallowers and fire breathing stilt walkers. They create an experience for their customers to step into that is immersive and real and unlike anything else in the world. And that's really the framework that artists who will move into that dominating tier will become aware of and develop. We go into that more in the experience economy section of hacking music, but for now, just kind of be aware of, are you more in love with yourself as an artist, or are you more in love with how you can stage an experience that is really special for the audience members paying hard-earned money to come to your show and to see and experience you. It's a big shift, and the great artists understand this. It's about the audience. How do you bless them? How do you create remarkable moments for them? Your music's going to be great. That's not a problem. We can do that. We're the best in the world at that. What's really tricky is building that experience for the audience to where they go home and they talk about it for the next 6 weeks and the next 6 years. Okay? So those are the 7 shifts. The first one was a shift from learning to doing. Shift number 2 is a shift from creativity to clarity. Shift number 3 is a shift from getting lucky to creating your luck. Shift number 4 is a shift from content to platform. And shift number 5 is a shift from single brain to whole brain thinking. Shift number 6 is a shift from talent to team. Shift number 7 is a shift from artist to audience. Okay, so those are the 7 shifts. So why is this important? It's important for a couple of reasons. The first is these 7 shifts will act as guardrails for you and your team as you start to work through the hacking music methodology. You'll start to remember, you know what, man, maybe I'm spending too much time learning about stuff, and that really doesn't put things in the world. So I need to shift over into doing and shipping. So each of these 7 shifts will act as some sort of guardrail for you as you start to implement this and get this in you. This isn't something you get right the first time. This is something you get right over time. The second point is that it's you against you in a real sense. Artists don't automatically get better. They actually have to do the hard things to get better and to build that muscle for themselves and their career. So with that, I hope you found this helpful. If you'd like to subscribe for future videos and updates, you can do that right down here. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.